Okay, guys, so I'm back. I haven't been making videos for a very long time because I had a lot of stuff I needed to get done. Today, I'm making a very short video. It's not going to be longer than about 10 minutes, hopefully. And I'm making this video because I think it's important that people get their federal records. I can't say too much on this video, but I will say this. I recently got back my federal records, and in it, I was charged with a misdemeanor on it for 17 years. It goes back to 2002. I'm doing something. It goes back to 2002, and I had no clue this was on my record. Okay? And what I find interesting about this is that it goes back to 2002, and 2000, 2001, and 2002 is when I went to David Chesky with my work. Okay, so I find it very ironic the timing of this. Okay, number two, I can't go into too much about this. Number two, the timing of that, which was in 2002. Number two, I've never been on the inside of a court. I've never had a lawyer. I've never been on the inside of a court. And this is on there. So why am I making this? I'm making this, and then when we look at a lot of things happening in social media, we see in social media that people are literally recording other people just living their lives, and people are calling the police on them. As in the case with Starbucks, they were arrested, okay, for walking into Starbucks, and they were literally there for 2 minutes before they were arrested. Then we see an instance where this family was barbecuing and someone went to call the cops on them. Then we see another instance where someone was sleeping in a dorm room, sleeping in a dorm hall, and the cops were called on them. And why is this important? Why is it important that you go and get your records to make sure there's nothing on there? Why is this important? If you don't know what's on your record, think about what a record is, okay? And depending on the kind of record, some of these things are federal. When you're dealing with things like criminal and breaking the law, these are federal. When you're dealing with things like medical records, these things are, some of it goes into federal databases, some of it is more localized. Think about what records are used for, okay? Records can be used to determine your insurance. Records can be used to determine whether or not you qualify for a loan to start a business. Records can be used to determine whether or not you land a job that you may be certified to do. Records can be used to determine your financial standings. Think about how your personal records play into the entire system of where you stand. Records can be used to determine whether or not you can live in certain neighborhoods. They can be used to determine where you go to school, where you send your children to school. They can be used to determine whether or not there's a legal reason for you to be investigated, for you to be looked at closely. Okay? So think about this. Records, having things on your record can also determine, let's say you don't know that there's something on your record and you get stopped for, I don't know, speeding or something like that. And they run your license and they find this record there. And you have no clue this is on there, and then you get arrested. Or you get a record, something's on your record, you don't know about it, you get arrested for something, and then they pin what's on your record to you, and you don't know it's there. Records can be used to determine what kind of job you get, if you will or will not get an apartment. Records can be used to incriminate you for crimes that someone suspects you of committing. Okay? Get your records. Get your medical records, get your insurance records, get your credit records, get your federal records from the FBI, get your state records from the police, go to your police headquarters and file the petition. It costs like $55 to pull your records, keep a copy of it, make sure there's nothing on your record. And if there's anything on there that should not be there, make sure you have every legal right to contest it. Guys, do this, okay? Because this was on there since 2002, and I just discovered this. And all of you who have been following me, and all of those of you who know me know that I've been complaining for years that something is wrong, okay? And there are a lot of people that are saying, oh, you know, these things happen, get over it. No, you should not get over it when your life has been impacted by something you didn't know was there, okay? And I'm not going to go into details because I can't do that as to what is there, but the fact is something is there that is inaccurate. And the timing, I find the timing rather peculiar because the timing points to around the time frame when I went to David Chesky, which was in 2000, 2001. I went back to him in 2002, and I went back to him a third time, but I just don't remember the year. Okay, so that time frame is around the time when I went to David Chesky and I took my work to him. Okay, so again, go pull your FBI records. Some of you can pull it online. You can pull it online. Go to the police headquarters in your state, pull your records. You have every legal right to. I think it costs like $50-something. For some people, it may be free. Okay, and if you don't understand how to read it, because I didn't understand how to read it, when it was pulled for me and they said, oh, this is there, I didn't understand how to read it because I've never been on the inside of a courtroom. I've never been arrested. So I'm like, I don't even know what this is. So I had to have someone explain what it was. And I'm like, you mean to tell me all these years I've been complaining that something's wrong with my life and I had no clue what it was? And this is on my record? The second one is the medical record. Okay, and I told you before about my medical records when I went to Weill Cornell, and they swore up and down that I was in that hospital. And I'm like, but I've never been here. What are you talking about? And they were like, no, you've been here, you're lying. And I'm like, I've never been in here. What are these people talking about? And they were going to section me indefinitely because they thought I was lying. They thought I was in that hospital before. They thought I was in the nut house before, and they were going to indefinitely section me. Records and the impact of what's on your record affecting your life. Then I can't talk about this one on here, but there's a third aspect where I had an impact. And this is a serious issue, okay? Because the present administration in the White House is anti-immigrant, okay? We don't care what immigrants do. I'm not against Trump. I don't care what anyone says. I make up my own mind. I'm not against Trump. I'm not political, period. Okay? I'm not a political person. Never was, never will be. Okay? But the third impact on my record, it had a third impact that I just discovered. Actually, someone brought it to my attention. And the way that can affect you is very serious because these are federal databases. Okay? But luckily, the matter was spotted. They recognized that there was a mistake and it took place. Okay? So again, it's important. You can go to MIB.com. MIB.com, and you can pull all insurance records. Okay? This is a database for all insurance records across the country now. Offshore insurance. I don't know what that's for. MIB.com for all insurance to make sure no one took out insurance on you, that's where you go. Be a criminal record, go to your state police headquarters. In New York, I think it's One Police Plaza. Okay, you go there, you tell them why you're there, you say you need to pull your record or you need to get a certificate of good conduct, and they're going to run your license and they're going to show you what's on there. Okay, they're going to pull it. I think it costs like 50 something, $58 or something like that, between $50 and $60. Okay, they're going to pull it. That's where you go to get the police record, and they're going to go to the federal databases. Okay, when you get your record, you need someone to be able to explain to you everything that's on there. Don't just get it and try to figure it out. If you've never been arrested or you never had a problem with the law, you're not going to understand what's on there. Because I sat there looking at this thing like, what the hell is this? You know, and I literally had someone to explain to me, okay, this code means this code means this means, you know what I mean? So go to your police headquarters for your state and pull your state and federal records. That's for the criminal record, that's for civil, whatever, right? The third phase is your medical records. If you think your medical records don't follow you and impact whether or not you can get a job and where you live and whether or not you have a home, dream on. Okay? If you think these things don't impact you, dream on. This is the United States. Okay? Records are very important because records reflect conduct. Okay? The United States is not a third world country where you can have all sorts of stuff on your record and no one cares. Okay? And you can still run for president and win. Okay? So the third phase is your medical records. You got to go back and pull all those records. If you were in anything like a shelter system, get those records because you need to know what they put on those records so you can contest it and say, this is not true. Okay, why are these things important? Because it follows you. And some of you are wondering why your life is a mess. Okay, seriously. Okay, so the third phase is your medical record. So we went over, if you're an immigrant, that's another thing. If you're an immigrant, you need to make sure and go and find out from immigration, check your records. Make sure no one has your green card or your passport. I'm telling you, make sure no one has your green card or your passport or anything like that. Because at the end of the day, you get in trouble. Okay? These are federal records, guys. And these things are very serious. And it comes with very, 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 this is the US government. Okay? The fourth thing is your credit report. Most people evaluate their credit report, but they overlook all the other ones that I told them about, which is your immigration records. You better get those things checked and make sure no one is running around with a visa in your name. Don't say I didn't warn you. Your medical records, people overlook those. Your federal criminal or civil records, make sure you get those. Okay, and make sure you get someone to explain what they are. And then lastly, your credit report. Because again, a credit report can determine whether or not you get a job and what kind of job you get. A credit report can determine whether or not you get that loan for your house, whether or not you get that loan for your car, whether or not you get, whatever. You want to start a business. What's on your credit report will affect your life, okay? And it can also link to the type of insurance that you can get, whether your premiums are, ridiculously high. You understand? So you haven't seen me in a while, and the reason why I haven't been on in a while is because I made a last video with this Dwight Magnum and this crazy woman and all this foolishness. You understand? And I'm like, no, okay, no. And no, I'm no longer taking orders for the detox baths and the soaps. I'm no longer taking orders from TIs. I don't want to go through this, okay? I don't want to have to sift whether who's who and who's real, and I'm not putting myself in that, okay? So I hope this video, I have to get off. I hope this video helps you, okay? So the 4 kinds of records, let me go over these records. Oh, even if you're a citizen, you should still go to immigration to determine whether or not, someone didn't steal your passport and running around the country like you. This is not a joke, people. So your 4 kinds of records, you want to make sure that are correct. Your medical records, you're going to have to pull those records from everywhere. Make sure the information on there is accurate and timely. You have to, because people run background checks and they tell you, oh no, we don't make decisions by law. We're legally not allowed to do this and that to you and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. They do it. Okay? So your medical records, your credit report, your insurance, any type of insurance that's taken out for you and you don't know about it. So insurance records, you can get that from MIB, and your criminal and civil records, okay? And then I think I mentioned immigration. So these are areas, and if I remember any more or you know any more, I think you should post it down below, okay? So this is important. Check your records, make sure they're clean, make sure there's nothing on there. Oh, and if you've ever been in anywhere like, if you've ever been anywhere like in the shelter system, hold those records as well, because the state should keep it, and read what's on there, okay? Read what's on there, right? So be aware of this. Okay, so hold those records, read what's on there so you know what's on there, and make sure you correct it if there's anything incorrect, because it affects you, okay? So I hope this, guys, meets you in a very good place. I'm just not like, I'm going to be getting back on making videos, but I think I'm just going to change the whole format because I'm just over this. Okay, so I hope you have a wonderful day and I have to run. Have a great day. Bye.